the rap gate. Get out.
We're not doing that.
We have a rap gate. No, listen. We have to get a professional.
Right here, we gotta talk about it, but
we have to. I mean, is there? Listen,
shout out to Prince. Shout out to Prince.
Prince Furio. I think whatever. Shout out to everybody that's talking on it. But there's a lot of people speaking on the fact that there might have been tainted Margarito plaster.
Bro, we're still getting comments in the on IG in the comment section on it. But I hear everybody's point. But then again, you got people that they actually, people. I seen somebody yesterday. They work with commissioners and the state commissioners. Said, listen, that was a perfectly good hand wrap. Nothing's wrong with the hand wrap. For the most part, the commissioner and the opposite team, will come into the locker room. People, they'll watch you get your hands wrapped. If there's any complaints, they have the commissioner stop everything, look everything over, and go from there. So, like, if nobody complained about the hand wraps that night, you really can't use that into the, what I'm saying. And I get it. We've been through the Margarito and Cotto situation and yada yada. Well, the Margarito and Shane Mosley situation and this, that, and the third or whatever. But at the same time, commissioners, you're taking away the credibility of the commissioners doing their jobs. Again, your own team should be put at blame because your team you really can't wrap your hands unless you say, go ahead, I don't need to watch his hands being wrapped. But you can also, hey, I want to see them wrap their hand. I want to see their team wrap their hands. You have that power to send somebody in there from your team to go watch your opponent get their hands wrapped.
So let me bring up the points of some of these people that are saying I need to, you've done this many times.
Yep.
In the ring after the fight, this is one of the This is one of the big hanging points that people are saying. He cuts off the right hand, the right wrap, but doesn't cut off the left. And there's apparently some discoloration on the left. I'm not making this shit up. On his left hand. Is it illegal, Jamel, to not cut off that left one and go to the locker room with it on?
You can,
What's the process? Tell us what's the process.
Listen, man. Sometimes you don't even get to the gloves on. When I beat Ito, if you look at the fight when I beat Ito and then announcement, I still have my gloves on, so they didn't even take my gloves off. Not saying that I had anything under it, but I'm saying that like there is no justification saying you don't have to. Once the fight is over, for the most part, during the before ring introductions, the referee will come over, he'll check your gloves, all that other shit. Even afterwards, sometimes referee, after you take the gloves off, they'll still come check your your knuckles and this and the third. Man, there's a lot that goes into it that you can't sit there and say that there's he did something wrong here.
So the people that are saying that he went to the back, and because it's people, I can pull up a bunch of people saying.
I mean, listen, bro. That's on his team. The file a complaint, doing the investigation. For the most part, they can get your hand wraps and recover. You know what I'm saying? The commissioner can still look at your hand wraps in the back, when they're cutting them off, or even in the ring. But they dog, bro. Come on.
No, listen. I'm getting this.
Listen, I've been in a situation when I fought Okendo. They had an issue with my cut man Levi Smith wrapping my hands, and they had to take it. I've been there too, man. But at the same time, again, that's why you have your team watch over your opponent getting their hand wraps to begin with. If you're sitting over someone, if you literally sitting over someone like this, and you're watching everything that's going on, you can't sit there and complain, and then the commission approves of it because they gotta sign off on it. Yeah. They gotta sign off on it once it's wrapped up. Because the commission has to check it, and they have to sign off on it. And I'm not gonna get into it. And like I said, Edgar, my guy and everything, but I'm not about to say because I'm not about to sit here and try to throw another stain on boxing when we already have with all the other nonsense that we go through in the sport as it is. But at the same time, you got a commissioner and you have one of your teammates, which is whether it's an assistant trainer or whoever, going in and watch your opponent get their hands wrapped. Don't make a big fuss out of it. Don't make a big fuss out of it because people are starting to point on how they look. And because like I said, we can go through the comment section. You could screenshot the comment section, bro. We could literally go down each comment on here right now, and I will tell, and you'll see people say, that's a perfectly good hand wrap. Oh, I've actually been a commissioner. There's nothing wrong with that hand wrap. Oh, what's the problem here? He's good.
So how about this, Lola? And this is people from his camp sending me. This is a lot of stuff, and we're gonna get into that.
Can they manipulate the gloves? yes, if the commissioner does not look, yes, I will say that. Yes, they can.
Can they what? Say that one more time.
Can they manipulate the gloves?
What do you mean manipulate?
You know, I think like what they call it. They call it skin. Like when you can like tighten, you can like pull back the leather on the glove, and while you wrap it, they make it tight, and it actually makes the glove slicker, and we can get cut up. You know what I'm saying? And then the more you pull back, the more cushion you take off on the knuckles. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, you can do stuff like that. Yeah, skim. Yeah, you can skim the gloves, and it just makes the, you know what I'm saying, reveals the knuckle more into the padding. So you know what I'm saying, so you get more knuckle instead of cushion on the impact. So yeah, there are things you could do back there. There are sometimes you'll see people you know, messing with the gloves in terms of like loosening it up, you know, loosening it up, trying to break in the material. Because when you get your gloves, people, your gloves are basically fresh, brand new, never broken in. And we know how it is when you wear something that's broken in, whether it's shoes or whatever. You know how it is when things get broken in. So you'll have teams at times, they'll take gloves, they'll mess with the gloves, they'll fold, you know what I'm saying, just to loosen them up, so they don't be so stiff. So yeah, you can. Yeah, the answer. They said the answer.
Is that illegal?
Yes, it is illegal. That's why the commissioner is supposed to be there to watch and then you have to tell the commissioner, hey, I want to put the gloves on. So the commissioner has to literally sit there and watch with the gloves on. But by then, if they're not watching, you'll probably have somebody in the corner messing with the gloves.
Okay, so this is somebody submitted from their own camp, right? So I'm reading this. It says typical post-fight wrap removal. Most commissions, including the New York State Athletic Commission, require both wraps to be inspected post-fight, usually, or in the ring, or immediately after. Leaving one wrap on might make officials suspect for a fighter is hiding something: illegal padding, tape, or a foreign substance. That's what was circled. That part.
I'm saying, but why would you have it? We're just gonna have it in one wrap though, in one. You know what I'm saying? That's stupid.
Good point. That's a good point.
Doesn't make sense. But they're right. Like I said, New York, California, and Vegas are the best in terms of commission. Like again, they don't play that shit. Especially after everything that went down with the whole Margarita situation. They don't play that shit, yo.
Christine made
a point. You can't even drink in like Nevada. You can't even drink nothing without them looking what the fuck you doing. They're on you. The minute you enter that locker room, they're on you.
Now, in regards to, and I don't want to harp on it because but I feel like we haven't heard from anybody with your level of credibility in this regard. The Margarito situation, it was supposedly a substance that was put on there that hardened the gloves. Is that even possible? How are you able to check substances or that can harden and make it feel like a plaster? Was that even a possible situation?
What you mean?
So in the Margarito, if I'm not mistaken, it was like a substance that they had put on there that, as I guess he sweated, it made it tighter, harder, or whatnot. Is that a possibility? Is there a testing that goes on with that?
Usually when they check the like the gauze and everything, they're supposed to be like, you know, freshly brand, like in the package. You know what I mean?
Okay, so they rip them out of the package.
Yeah, and then the opposite team is still allowed to inspect. Yo, this is fucking crazy. I'm my bad, bro. I just see my flight got canceled again.
No way.
Hey, yo, why do my flights keep getting canceled in New York, yo? It's my
New York. They need you there right now.
I don't know, guess so, bro. But now, but going on what we were just saying, bro. Yeah, when you're allowed to inspect. You're allowed to the team's allowed to inspect the hand wraps as well, bro. But usually, for the most part, my knowledge, so this is my team. Like I said, my cut man, it was brand new, fresh in the plastic still. You open it in front of them, they'll you know what I'm saying. He'll make his little knuckle pad and whatever. They'll also allow the commissioner. The commissioner can take it and allow the opposite team to fill the padding as well to make sure everything feels legit.